Boring Breakdowns, welcome to Volume 3 of the rematch between Janet Todd and Stamp Fairtex. In this volume, we're going to be discussing Janet's kicking strategies. Let's go ahead and jump in. First, we're going to discuss Janet's low kicking. One of the elements that kept her out of trouble on her low kicks was her use of angling. Now, it's no secret that Stamp has a very powerful counter right hand. If Janet low kicks standing right in front of Stamp, she's in trouble, and she'll get clipped with that right hand. What does she do instead? Let's watch. From here, she is going to initiate offense with a jab, stepping in. She throws a left hook. She's a little bit far because she gets touched with the teeth. What does she do after the left hook? She angles out, and then from here, she shows the right hand and throws the low kick. Now, the reason this is so important is when she started the low kick, this was the trajectory of Stamp's right hand. She steps outside of that trajectory to land the low kick. How do we know that she got a good angle? After this, we see Stamp has to neutral back up. Let's watch one more time all the way through. Here we see just how important this angling is versus Stamp's right hand. So we see the same principles. Janet is going to step forward, initiate with the left hook. Stamp is going to catch this and fire her counter right hand. But Janet steps off, leans her body, and is able to stay out of trouble as she lands that low kick. Let's watch it one more time. Next, let's discuss how Janet conditions Stamp to expect a low kick. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you might see every now and then I will hashtag Pavlov for Pavlov's dog. So when you condition your opponent for an attack, once they have been successfully conditioned, you don't even have to throw that attack. They'll just always expect it coming. So let's look at how Janet conditioned Stamp for the low kicks. Now, we already watched a couple examples of Janet's low kicks. Let's look at what happens when she throws a regular 1-2. Notice right here, Stamp has the check already waiting for Janet's low kick. Let's watch that one more time. Jab cross, she gets clipped, immediately goes to high guard, and brings that check up because she's not quite sure whether Janet's low kick is going to follow. Let's see how Janet builds a tactical pyramid based off of Stamp's reaction to her low kicks. From here, she's going to circle, initiate offense again, and land her low kick. Now, how is she able to land a low kick on a Stamp that by this point was conditioned for that low kick? Let's watch and slow it down. She circles to her right. She initiates offense coming off to her left. We see that jab and then the left hook. Now, Stamp instinctively thinks, okay, low kick is coming. Brings the check up, puts it down, and then Janet throws the low kick. Let's watch it one more time. Circle. Initiate. Check comes up. On its way down, Janet low kicks. Let's check out another layer to the tactical pyramid based off of the low kick conditioning. Tons of low kicks get thrown. Stamp is conditioned to pull the check up. What does Janet now do instead? After this low kick, she floats to the high line. This is going to lead us into our next topic, which is Janet's use of the head kicks. Here, we're going to see Janet initiate offense with a jab and a cross. Now, off this cross, Stamp attempts to throw this counter right hand. Now, notice where Stamp's left glove is on the right hand. Janet is going to be diligent about dipping her head off towards her left. As she does this, let's pay specific attention to Stamp's posture. It's bent over and in that pivot position to get that hard right hand. But Janet's no longer there. She's going to creep that right head kick up behind her right hand. And that pulls Stamp's glove up, and it creeps just around the back of Stamp's glove there. Let's watch how Janet understands the distance she needs to launch and land a head kick. She's going to opt for straight punches as her offense. These straight punches keep room between her and Stamp, especially considering that Stamp is opting for this Thai-style long guard right here. Remember a little flashback from earlier in the video, we see the conditioned low kick response. Janet is going to keep her range with another straight shot and is able to launch a clean head kick. Peep the distance right here, super important. The head kick is not jammed. Great work. Let's watch one more time. Lastly, let's discuss Janet's use of kicks for counter-striking. Now, very important to note before we get into it, how Janet managed to make the counter-striking Stamp be the one to initiate offense. If you'd like to learn more about that, hit up volume 1 of this study where we go into more detail on the specific pieces of footwork and her use of negatives that drew attacks out from Stamp. Let's go ahead and watch. Here, Stamp is going to initiate with a jab. Janet is going to channel her inner Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua. She's going to parry this jab. As she does so, she's going to return the left hook. That left hook skids in right over top of Stamp's rear hand, which is a tiny bit low. Stamp gets touched, pulls back. Off of the pull back, notice Stamp's posture. Janet counters with that middle kick. Let's watch it all the way through one more time. Let's watch another example of Janet's kick counters. Here we see Stamp initiate with a left and then her right straight. Janet is going to catch that right straight with that rear glove. Off of Stamp's forward motion and her lean right here, she is going to run into Janet's check hook. Immediately after the check hook, Janet is going to step out, throw that head kick a tiny bit short, but great work keeping the aggressive Stamp honest on her attacks. Let's watch. Lastly, let's watch Janet tack Stamp with this left kick. Again, bringing out the attack from Stamp and simply timing it. Notice she moves her head to the right, moves her head to the left. As she is coming forward, Stamp decides to meet her with a left hook. She immediately pulls her head out of left hook range after that forward advance as she launches the left kick. Great work feinting that she's in range, but really being able to immediately pull out and counter Stamp with that left kick. Let's watch it one more time. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Now that we've done all 3 volumes and you guys have an understanding of Janet's strategies, how do you think she would do in a hypothetical trilogy with Stamp? Do you think she gets the win, or do you think Stamp makes the appropriate adjustments and gets another W? Comment your thoughts below. If you guys would like a custom breakdown of your sparring or fight footage, whether you're a pro or amateur fighter, or a technique head just looking to brush up on some of the boring details of your game, visit controlkickboxing.com/boring-breakdowns. Scroll down and simply click the thumbnail right here. Send in your footage and I will break that down for you. Lastly, make sure to hit up the YouTube channel at Boring Breakdowns on YouTube. We have the 2 other volumes of Todd versus Stamp Fairtex, as well as an analysis on Wilder Fury 2, the rematch, and a sparring study on Wonderboy Thompson. Tons more videos to come, so stay tuned. Again, guys, thank you so much for the support. Also, make sure to hit up Boring Breakdowns on Instagram at Boring Breakdowns, all one word. Thanks so much, guys. Peace.